welcome everybody, and we're here at Scoreboards Restaurant. It's overtime with Athletic Director Coach Roman Banks, and here at Scoreboards, and we're going to get into some delicious food. I said we even still got a king cake here. That somebody brought a king cake here. We don't ever stop Mardi Gras over here.
Just keep it going.
That's it. Coach, how you doing, my friend?
Doing well. How you doing today?
Great to see you, my man. Great to see you.
Good.
How about it? There's something different in the air today. The SWAC champions are in the house, baby.
Coaching staff and everybody's in the house. Congratulations.
Yes, indeed. The SWAC regular season champion for the second year in a row.
Yeah, so Coach Funch has done a great job with his team, he and his staff. And we're just so elated with the young ladies and how they perform. Actually, we got pushed to the test last night.
That's right.
And they did a good job of keeping that composure and all. So once again, congratulations, Coach, and to all the young ladies. And thank you all for what y'all have done for Southern University.
That's exactly right. That beautiful trophy hopefully will make a debut here at Scoreboards today. But that's just absolutely gorgeous.
And that was tough because that was at Texas Southern right there.
Yeah,
They went out there and clinched it at Texas Southern, which is always a hostile place for us to play at. It got pretty chippy out there as well.
I bet it did. I bet it did. It was fun last night. Obviously, cutting down the nets and what have you. We're going to talk about that game a little later on as well. And lots of stuff going on at Southern University. Baseball. And I told Coach that last week on the radio show. I said, Coach, you beat Alcorn State, you beat Grambling to start the season in the tournament. Now you're 3-0 against UAPB, so you're 3-0 to start the season. That's big time in itself right there. I think he's going to have a successful SWAC team. And, Coach, I told him, I said, you have taken not just one step, but I've seen you take at least 2, 3, a giant leap from last year's team to this year's team.
Well, no question about it. And I think that if you had a chance to see our team play on that diamond, then obviously you can see how fundamental sound that they are. And Coach do a very good job of keeping those guys motivated.
Right.
And I watch his coaching style, and they practice is pretty tough. And he has this humble personality that gets the best out the guys, though, and they know he means business.
Yeah.
And so, just like coming in, we had high expectations. And to me, he's ahead of schedule because all that we had to fix in that area of baseball as it relates to those penalties, and he still don't have all these scholarships. So we just think that the best is yet to come.
No doubt about that. Now, I don't know how basketball players are. I know football players, we don't like to wear someone else's jersey. Like somebody said, are you going to buy a Drew Brees jersey or this jersey? I don't wear no one else's jersey. So I don't know if basketball is like that. But I'll tell you what, I would wear this jersey. The new Under Armour St. Louis style jersey the baseball unveiled last week is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, man, the best in the business. I mean, that's a nice uniform. I mean, and you got to give it up. Coach Price may be in here. Let's give it up for Coach Price over there.
That is gorgeous.
I mean, last year he designed one of the better football uniforms, and this year, he doing it again with baseball. He has a very good eye for that, and so we got one of the very best in the business.
Yes.
And we've been getting a lot of emails and social media campaigns as relates to that uniform. And I tell you what, no one is more happy than Under Armour right now.
I'm telling you, man. That is absolutely gorgeous, and I can't wait to see them play in that. Also, too, the distance medley relay team won first place at the Jet Relays.
Yeah, and so that team is coming. I had a conversation earlier with track alumni earlier, and they were just asking me what were my vision for track. And obviously, one of the first things that we want to do is bring Pelican Relays back. Mm-hmm. And so we're almost completing the project of Jaguar Park for the track and field side, which is what's going to set us above most schools. And once we finish that project, we're able to bid for even regional track meets and bring more track meets to Southern University. And my hopes is, after we finish with this softball and baseball and soccer project, my hopes is to, in the next 3 years, I would like to do it sooner, but just being realistic, is to have another track in Mumford Stadium, so we can take our track game to another level. That
would be very nice. Also, other sports going on. Tennis fell 4-3 to Prairie View A&M, and they're on their way for a SWAC roundup.
Yeah, so we call him Championship Connors because, he went on a run for a long period of time. And so we just know that he'll have his team geared up and ready. They always going to finish in the top. And, and I always said, and I won't run away from it, at Southern University, we plan on being in the top in our sports. So 1, 2, and 3, we plan on finishing there most of the time. And if you finish at the top most of the time, then the championship is on the way. And so we just think that's the tradition at Southern University, and we're going to hold to that.
Speaking of championships, already football spring practices begun, and with that, they're on the Bluffs practicing as we speak. And before you know it, we'll be in the spring football game.
Maybe about 3 weeks or something.
That's right.
About for 2 weeks or something like that. So that time is coming very quickly, and we're going to be excited about that. We have a lot of events planned around that. We definitely want to bring our season book holders to Mumford Stadium for the spring game and show them how we appreciate them. So we'll have a special tailgate for them, and we're excited to see what our future holds, and we know what that means with all the returners. That's
right. It'll be March the 30th at AW Mumford Stadium. And this is very neat, and we saw this. It's an edition of City Social Magazine, and you can get it all over the Baton Rouge area. This is absolutely great. A big full-page ad for Southern University and some of the events that are coming up. And I think that's absolutely gorgeous to see not only the colors, but see Southern. I'm seeing more and more of these magazines with full-page ads of Southern University.
Well, no question about it. So one of our goals in the athletic department is to make sure that we're advertising ourselves and giving our fans making the opportunity to know what's going on. And so through social media and through media, TV media, radio media, news media, we're using all those outlets. And so this haven't happened before in a long period of time. And I think that you've seen a couple of articles in the other magazines. And so we are doing that by design. We're working very hard to bring our standards to first class, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
And on one of them, you were in the cover. You were on the cover.
I was on the cover of one of them.
Oh, look at that. And your wife saying, I couldn't live with him for several weeks after that, right? All right. Also on here, it talks about the LSU baseball game at Lee Hines Field, April the 9th. The Taste of Jag Food Expo, that'll be at the Belle of Baton Rouge. That'll be on May 23rd. And the Southern Kickoff Extravaganza on September 13th, starring Lakeside, Tyree Neal, and more. So that's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, the weekend before the P-Richardson Classic, that Friday, that's traditional for us. And a lot of our events are now becoming traditional. The Taste of Jag, on to the extravaganza. Taste of Jag is something that we do in partnership with the Belle. We go down and taste our fine foods that are prepared, have a chef contest, and listen to bands and music and have a good time. And so we need everyone to support these events, because that's part of our overtime series. That's part of us generating the dollars to do what we need to do with helping with our academics for students and also our fields and for scholarships.
And we lost a baseball super fan.
Oh, no, yeah.
Yeah, and that's pretty sad. Bo Penn funeral will be at the Mount Zion Baptist Church.
Yeah, you can see him with that broom right now.
That's right. That's right.
I think he'll be pretty happy with what Coach Jay's doing right now in baseball. And so, obviously, we lost him. He was one of our unsung heroes, a big fan over there, kept the crowd going in baseball. And so, you know, God bless him right now, and we're going to continue to fight hard for him.
He's in the pearly gates of heaven with that broom.
With that broom, I guarantee you that.
All right. Well, we come back, we're talking men's basketball. They played last night, and Coach is with us tonight, so we're going to talk about that game coming up right here. We're at Scoreboard's show here for the overtime series with Coach Roman Banks. We've got women's basketball we're going to talk with Carlos Funches, another great Southern supporter we're going to talk to here. In fact, his business is right across the street, and he has a little ties with Coach. We'll tell you more about that coming up. Overtime with Coach Roman Banks, right here from Scoreboards on Pelican Sports TV.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fruget. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fruget today.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never, ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love.
Grand Cherokees, we'd rather sell them than move them.
It's Salisbury's moving sale and Jeep Adventure Days.
Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo, $27,990.
With Power Group backup camera, keyless entry, and Uconnect.
Get them now at Salisbury's Chrysler,
Dodge,
Jeep,
and Ram in Baton Rouge.
Buddies, talking about buddies. You just can't lock them out, buddies. They'll make your day. Buddies, you can't deny 'em, buddies. You just can't buy 'em. Whoever comes your way, buddies are here to stay.
All right, welcome back, everybody. It's overtime with Athletic Director Coach Roman Banks. As I'm Chris Powers right here from Scoreboard's Restaurant. I had steak last week, and you can have anything from boiled seafood. The crawfish is big. The shrimp is huge. They got a crab platter here, too, as well. They got the hamburgers here. It's very good here. Good food, I promise you. It's on Coursey Boulevard, and it's right smack in the middle between Airline Highway and Sherwood Forest Boulevard. Come on out and see. If you're coming from Airline Highway, it's to your left. If you're coming from Sherwood Forest Boulevard, it'll be to your right. Coach Sean Woods, basketball coach, is right here with us. How you doing, my friend?
Doing okay, doing okay.
Congratulations for making the tournament, not only the 8th seed as what we thought you would be, you actually made it to the 7th seed. So the final game of the regular season was against Texas Southern. You beat Texas Southern on the road. That's a tough place to play.
Yeah, it was. And I'll tell you what, we had all guns blazing. That's probably the best game, best performance we put together all year. And what better way to do it because of our situation all year to do it on the last game of the season.
And obviously, you know, you being a new coach, so they've got to get used to you. You got to get used to them. And it started coming about towards the end. And, you know, speaking of coming to the end, Richard Lee started to have his seasons toward the end of the year. It came down to the end of the year. He started playing more consistent. And last night he got 13 points in that ball game. It was 3 for 7 from downtown.
Yeah, they kind of, you know, he had 30 the night before,
yeah,
you know, on Saturday. And they made sure that they weren't going to let that happen. We had a couple guys get sick. We just didn't have the same pop. But Richard Lee, you know, he said, Coach, I'm gonna go out like a rock star, and I'm gonna give you everything I got. And I tell you what, Saturday he put on a performance that was second to none, and he tried to put on one on Tuesday, and it just wasn't enough.
And Brooks, I noticed Brooks has been playing a lot more minutes, and he's 12 points last night.
I tell you what, he was the spark coming in later on in the season because Jaden Sadler just wore down.
Yeah.
Freshman, I asked so much of him. He had to do everything for us. And his body as a freshman just wore down because I'm playing him 35, 39, sometimes 40 minutes. And he just didn't have it. And Brooks was a pleasant surprise because he's speedy, he's juicy, he had great confidence. And I tell you what, in that game we won on Saturday, he was a major part of it.
I think a lot of people don't understand when you're a freshman, you remember last year at that time, they were playing high school level.
Right.
And that's night and day compared from college to high school. I mean, it's just night and day.
Well, and not only that, he's a walk-on.
Yeah.
A walk-on freshman. And he was, you know, I told those guys after the last game, I said, listen, I had no intentions on playing you guys. And you, Isaiah Rollins, and Destin Dutton made me play you. You stuck to the script. You stayed. And the reason why we had success later on in the season was because of you guys.
Shot 44% of the ball game last night from the field, 37% from downtown, 7 for 19 three-point shots.
We started to shoot the ball. You know, at the beginning of the year, we shot the ball great. We weren't guarding anybody.
Right.
All right. Once we got in the conference, we were guarding people.
Yeah.
Couldn't make shots. So, you know, the last few games, we started to put it together a little bit, and you saw what can happen when we do things right for 40 minutes. The main word was sustain. And we did it on Saturday. We just couldn't do it at their place again on Tuesday night.
And always, too, as we always mention, that's always the tale, especially in tournament time, but towards the end of the game as well. you got to be able to hit those free throws. And last night, 71% from the free throw line.
We did everything we could. You know, it was just, it is what it is. But, you know, I was so proud of those guys because we got, as a staff, we got every ounce of what we could get out of those guys. And, you know, I can look myself in the mirror, and I told those guys they can too, and say, hey, when you look yourself in the mirror, no matter when you win or loss, and you gave it everything you had, you just, you know, give kudos to the team that you lost to.
And it was all their starters from Texas Southern that did it. They all scored in double figures. The bench didn't get anything, and the big one last night was Butler. He had 4 for 6 from downtown.
Well, they're a pretty good basketball team. You got 5, 6 high major transfers on that team, and you know I thought coming in they were the most talented team, and you know it was a big feat for us to get them on Saturday. But I think it's going to come down to them in Prairie View. I think Prairie View is the toughest team. They got the best guard play, and I think Texas Southern is the most talented team.
So now the season is over. Does Coach get any off time? When does the next season start?
Monday.
So you'll be out on the recruiting trail already?
No doubt about it. You know, you can have all the X's and O's, but it takes Jim and Joe's, and I got to go find me some Jim and Joe's.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And whether they're junior college transfers or whether they're players just coming up, you've already got some commitments from some good players already.
Already, you know, we got a kid DJ Burns DJ Johnson from Houston, Texas. DJ Burns, one of the top 2019 kids in the state of Louisiana from Sophie B. Wright. And then we got a junior college transfer in Kirk from Pearl River, big, burly, big-time rebounder, can defend and play the way we want to play, can guard 1 through 5. So we're going to need about 5 or 6 more.
Yeah.
And but you know that's okay. Starting all over and putting your mark on it is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, you don't always have to have that big guy, the Charles Barkley kind of guy to score. But if you get him on the other end of that, it boxes out and all that stuff, blocks shots, and he's just an intimidating presence.
Right.
You know, down there. You don't want that, guy. You don't want to face that guy big time. When does a basketball coach have the off time to be able to spend time with family, go on vacation, and what have you?
Well, you pick and choose, you know. You just pick and choose. Basketball, being a college basketball coach is 12 months out of a year. You know, you're trying to recruit, you're trying to get organized, you're setting up for the next year. Your mind's always running, and it just never stops. You may be on the road or on vacation with your family, but sometimes you're still not there. You can be laying on the beach with them and your mind's somewhere else. So It just never stops. But that's the profession that I chose, and that's what it takes to be successful.
So what did you learn from this year, your first year back in the SWAC and at Southern University?
Patience.
Yeah.
Patience.
That's the bottom line.
That I probably did my best coaching job that I've ever done, but it taught me patience. You know, you just do the best you can with what you got, and it's hard when you leave a league and you dominate the league and you come back and you're at the bottom. That was a bad feeling.
But you started that way at Valley as well.
Well, I did.
And then you turned it around.
But you don't remember that. You just remember the good. So, it was a humbling experience for me. I had to take 2 steps back because, my health was starting to get back because I was just that competitive. But, the main thing what I learned this year for myself is just how to be patient and let the process, take its course.
And we know you will, my friend. That's it. Coach Sean Woods, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for head basketball coach for the men's team. When we come back, Coach Carlos Funches is going to be here, and I think he's got somebody with him or something with him. We'll tell you about that coming up. Overtime with athletic director Roman Banks, right here from Scoreboard's restaurant on Coursey Boulevard. I'm Chris Powers on Pelican Sports TV.
Family road trips just got a whole lot easier. The 2018 Nissan Rogue. Now with Nissan Intelligent Mobility, featuring technologies like available ProPilot Assist, which helps keep an eye on the road ahead and helps you stay centered while you're turning this lane into memory lane. Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
CareSouth offers a wide range of comprehensive medical, behavioral health, and dental services. On behalf of the staff and board of directors, we want to thank the Parish of Ascension, East Baton Rouge, and Iberville for allowing us to serve you. Come out to any of our locations where family is serving families.
I can still remember Charlotte's first day of kindergarten like it was yesterday. Now, she's heading off to college. So how are you feeling?
I'm nervous. I'm also really excited.
You know you're the first McKernan to not go to LSU in decades. Promise me this, you'll wear purple and gold at all the UT football games.
Dad.
Letting go isn't easy, especially for this Louisiana dad, but our children know family is always there for them. Just like when our clients come to us for help, they'll always be part of the Get Gordon family. We want to be your lawyers for life.
Call 888-8888.
Preparing a meal. It's a lot like preparing for a game. It involves hard work, the right plan, and attention to detail. Great food, that's our passion. A taste of Louisiana, handcrafted from scratch. Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Home, away, any game day. At Walk-Ons, we'll help you do game day right.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive
All right, welcome back, everybody. It is overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look into Jaguar Athletics. And we've got a friend right here that has joined us, Carlos Funches right here. And this is like, we were talking off set just a moment ago. And this is, first of all, the Lady Jags send-off basketball party here at the Scoreboard Show.
Well, we're getting prepared for the semifinals coming up, so hopefully we'll go down there and do a good job and represent well.
No doubt. We were talking about that before we started the show. It's like the NHL lets you each player take it home for a day, and the Saints, Sean Payton did that. And are you taking this around everywhere now? You got it just in your pocket?
Nah, this was a special request. Chris wanted me to bring it over so the fans could get a look at it.
This is heavy, isn't it?
Extremely heavy. I was holding it up last night for about 5 minutes, snapping photos, and it was tough. I got to work out in.
So you can take a picture. We're going to let the fans that are here take a picture with this trophy coming up right here. So, Coach, when you started the season, what were your expectations? First year as a head coach, what were your expectations coming into this season?
Well, to win a championship. You know, that's what the young ladies come to Southern University to do, to win a championship. And that's our #1 goal each and every year, cut down the nets at the end of the season.
And, you know, what I thought was a classy move by you, you kept the coaching staff intact.
I did. You know, I've been blessed to be surrounded by some great people. You know, Coach Jeremy Bolden, Coach T.J. Pugh, Coach Adrian Sanders, and Coach Marjorie Cotton, who I've been knowing for 25 years. I mean, they did an outstanding job. And it's more than just X's and O's. When you're putting the staff together, you got to look at each and every part of maintaining the basketball team. And, you know, kids have personal problems and different things like that. So you have to have people in place to be able to take care of those things and make sure that these kids go through their transition smoothly.
And except for the first game, basically Southern has been in first place all season long from start to finish.
Well, I mean, we started out the preseason putting in a new offense. Defensively, we did some different things. But the kids kept getting better and better, and I really felt in my heart that we had an opportunity to win a championship. Now, we had to change it up from the way we did it last year. We lost our 2 leading scorers, but we were going to have to do it more so as a unit. And that's what I kept preaching to the kids. You can't do it individually. It's going to take a unit. One person might have 15 one night. They might not have but 5 or 6 the next night. But that was our message to the team this year. Do it as a unit. Yeah,
and it's exactly what happened. There wasn't a player on this team that averaged 23 points a ball game or what have you. There were just your 5 starters, and then you get bench play. And you normally, again, I said the 3 things that were big for Southern University and the Lady Jags this year was, 1, your bench play, your points in the paint, and also defense. Those were three big things this year.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was going to be the staple of our team. Defensively, we had to lock up and do a great job in order to be successful. And Coach Bowden is our defensive coordinator. You'll probably see him on the sideline doing a lot of screaming.
I'm about to say, hearing him. When something happens, I'm thinking he's yelling at me, and I've got headphones on.
Yeah, but he does an outstanding job. And, you know, I thought we had the kids prepared for every situation possible, especially later on down the line in conference play. And, you know, they felt pretty comfortable in every game knowing what the other team was going to be doing and things like that. So we did a great job defensively.
And I love Coach Pugh's mind, too, because I was watching Coach Pugh as Valley was warming up. Coach Pugh was looking at every single shot the Devilettes were shooting last night in warm-ups. Every single shot, and he kept staring at him, just staring at him. That's an old basketball player, and that's a coach who is studying his opponent before it's time to play.
I mean, Coach TJ's been around for a while, so, I mean, you look for the little subtle things that the trained eye can pick up. You know, the normal person might not see it, but it might be a kid loving to go left or one loving to go right. You know, that's the little things we try to key on and help our players to help them do a better job defensively.
Yeah, because sometimes it's not on. Like Parker last night wasn't on. She was the leading scorer for Valley, and she just didn't have it. And I watched it in warm-ups, and I know Coach Pugh did the same thing. She just didn't have it last night.
Yeah, I thought we did a great job on her. We were prepared coming in, you know, trying to take her best moves away and different things like that. So we did a good job of forcing her to do things that she didn't really want to do.
And Valley, the last place team in the defense in the SWAC, they played very well last night, forced a lot of turnovers for Southern University. They were quick, they were handsy, and they didn't commit a lot of fouls, which was shocking to me.
Well, it's a tough matchup for us. We had to play 4 guards because they played 4 guards. And they do a great job defensively, getting in the passing lanes, just being real pesty out there on the court. And I mean, it was tough. I knew they were going to come in to battle. They didn't have anything to lose. We had everything to lose. I thought we played a little tight early, toughed it out late, and got the job done.
Going into the fourth quarter, and I was talking about the fouls, going into the fourth quarter, Valley had committed only 8 fouls in the whole ball game going into that fourth quarter.
I mean, they came in and the kids played their hearts out.
Yep.
I mean, they gave us everything that we wanted. So I thought, you know, to win the basketball game, we had to win the battle of the boards. That was number 1, and we did that and knocked down free throws, and that was deciding points of the game.
And you had one of your best players out, a point guard. Coco Parsons was out of the ball game, and so you had basically Daniela Charles playing most of the game, and then obviously you had that Scott Arbera going back to point guard.
We had to play Scott at the point. She doesn't really want to play the point guard, but she's a winner, and anything that she has to do in order for us to win, she's going to do that. And like you say, Danae had to play a lot of minutes. She started cramping up late, and the pressure kind of got to us when we had to make some changes. But hopefully we have everybody back Friday. 3
players that did an unbelievable job towards the stretch, obviously, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was right at the top of the key where Aubert hit that big 3-point shot. And then on the wing, Brittany Rose hit another 3-point shot. And then Daniela Charles, shorty, at the free throw line, she only missed 1 free throw towards down the stretch of the game.
Yeah, she was clutch at the free throw line. I thought we did a good job of getting those kids open, and Skylar is a knockdown jump shooter. I mean, she squared up. When she hit that shot, I really felt then we were going to win the basketball game. Then Rose came back down with back-to-back threes, and she can really shoot the basketball also.
She's got a sweet, sweet stroke when
she can knock it down. We need her playing well and scoring the basketball for us.
All right. You beat Grambling State now twice. 2 times. You swept them this year. Obviously, this is a rematch of last year's SWAC tournament championship game. Grambling State had won that game with the right to go to the NCAA tournament for the first time in years.
Right.
Big game.
I mean, it's going to be a huge game. It's do or die time now. So, you know, coming down the stretch, everybody needs to be playing their best basketball and playing with maximum effort. And that's what we talk about every day as a coaching staff, coming out and executing and playing with maximum effort. I mean, you can't have any slip-ups or, I mean, it's over.
It's over. So basically right now, the way it stands for the Laney Jags right now, they play at 12 noon on Friday from Birmingham, Alabama. If they win that game, they go on for the championship round, which will be on Saturday, and they'll go to the NCAA tournament if they win the SWAC tournament. And then not only that, too, they're automatically going to the WNIT tournament because they're the #1 seed in the tournament. So congratulations, Coach Funches.
Thank you
Give it
very
up
much.
for the champion right here, huh?
Thank you, Chris.
And congratulations to all the team. It's the big send-off party right here from Scoreboards. Coming up, want a new car? I tell you, they've got some beautiful cars next door. We're going to talk about that coming up later on. But we've got another big deal, the Academic Center. We're going to talk with Travian Scott coming up as well, right here from Scoreboards, right here on Pelican Sports TV.
SWAC is back in Birmingham, March 15th and 16th for the 2019 Toyota SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championship. The action is back at the Magic City. Don't miss your chance at being a part of SWAC history as 8 teams battle it out to punch their ticket to the big dance. Come be a part of the SWAC family on March 15th and 16th. Don't miss the 2019 Toyota SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Get your tickets at swac.org/Toyota SWAC Tournament.
At Roadrunner Towing, we love our God, our children, our nation, and yes, our sports. So let's play ball. Score big when you need a tow, either in East Baton Rouge or West Baton Rouge. Because at Roadrunner Towing, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes.
Legendary Import Group. Exceptional service and a rare collection. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. We are legendary.
I am legendary.
I'm Team Legendary.
I am legendary.
I am legendary.
Now that's legendary.
Stop by Legendary Import Group today, where our team is honored to serve you. We are legendary.
Legendary Import Group, the only place for legendary care.
The smart Baton Rouge business traveler travels out of Baton Rouge. Why? It's about not having to wake up hours earlier, fight traffic, and stand in long lines. It's also about BTR being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere your business takes you. Smart. So for your business, if it's about being one step ahead and not dead on your feet, then it's about time you flew BTR. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
I can't imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right?
You ever come to Louisiana?
Welcome back, everybody. It's overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks right here from Scoreboards Restaurant on Coursey Boulevard. And, you know, something, you know, when I played, we used the chisel and stone. I'm even older than you, my friend. We used chisel and stone back when I went to college. We didn't have anything called an academic center. Okay. And now Southern University is up with the big boys now because we have an academic center that I think is absolutely great. We have Travian Scott's going to talk about it right here. But first, we want to take an inside look at this video right here that shows how Southern University student athletes have an opportunity to excel in the classroom. That's where it's supposed to be. It starts at the classroom. The sports part is the extra privilege, a cherry on top of the ice cream and what have you. So with an academic center, this gives them an opportunity to do success both on the field and off the field, in the classroom. Let's take a look at this video right here.
Student athlete at Southern University is a student first, is an ambassador for our institution. and it's held to a standard. Each one of our programs have little individual mantras, and we put it together for our entire department, where it's sort of a rallying cry and what our values are, and just that in of itself, you know, kind of creates a family environment. And so each and every one of our students, past, present, and future, are ambassadors for our institution and are family members to this department for life.
Our past is our past, and I think a lot of people know about it, what it was. And so we are making all the strides that we can to ensure that our future doesn't look like what our past did look like. So having this building, be able to bring in additional personnel, allows us to be able to look at that process a little bit more closely and be able to determine what moves we need to make to ensure that we don't fall backwards again and that we continue to move up that chart and be able to have APR scores of 1,000 like we had in baseball, and that we have record numbers in football and basketball and things in that nature, and that we continue to outperform the rest of campus when it comes to graduation.
And so it doesn't end. When they finish their journey, their educational pursuits, when they leave with a degree. It's a lifetime commitment, and it's one of those things where we allow our student athletes to monitor and mentor other student athletes. So our seniors now are mentoring our freshmen as they come in to kind of show them the way, because the Southern experience, the Southern culture now athletically that we've been able to create is one that should be sustainable for years to come.
I think that was absolutely. You notice that everybody was silent when that was. It was like a major motion picture was on the movie screen.
I think you give me too much credit.
You did a good job, man.
Yeah.
You got everybody's attention.
But I tell you what, I mean, it's really not just about me personally. I think it's a tribute to, you know, all of our academic advisors, our head coaches, on up to our athletic director, of course, our president, chancellor, Dr. Belton, our board of supervisors for buying into the vision. I think that's the most important. You know, I think Mr. McCain said it well in a video about our past being our past, and you know, while we understand, you know, the past trials and tribulations that we had, we certainly look forward to the future, and our future academically is as bright as the one athletically, and so it's a really exciting time to be a Jaguar.
Because they're graded, and also the school is graded. Now it is in the past with the APR scores, but we constantly got to keep those scores going on. And this is, I think, a huge step in doing that, this academic center.
You know what it is. And, you know, we talk about our academic progress rate. It was what it was. But, you know, getting this academic center now up and running to its fullest capacity allows us now to really hone in on our student athletes academically. And now we're starting to see the byproduct of our academic center, of our tutorial services, of our advisors by way of higher GPAs now. Even this fall, where we had 150 student athletes with 3.0 GPAs, and so now you see this now continuum of improvement, and it's something that's encouraging.
So what happens with it? Let's walk it through. The student athlete, they get to Southern University, they have a 2.7, they want to get better GPA. What do they do? Are they told to go to the academic center, or that's something they do on their own?
So what we do with our student athletes, first and foremost, when they come in, we give them baseline testing. We want to know why our student athletes learn the way they do. We want to make sure that we could actually be able to provide services to the full gamut. Once we get them in, we make those determinations, and then we put them through a process. And so our freshmen, of course, have mandatory study hall hours. We base everything else by grade point average. With our coaches, in most cases, our student athletes who have 3.0s are really excused from study table. But we have such selfless student athletes where those who have 3.0s now are coming back and monitoring and mentoring sort of on a peer level, they're the other student athletes. And so now you're starting to see our freshmen perform at a much higher rate, at a much higher clip with regard to their GPAs. Usually when you get student athletes in, especially the freshman student athlete, you're always worried about them being overwhelmed. You know, there's not a bell that rings every hour and 15, hour and 25 minutes. And so they've got this pocket of time now. Right. And so we teach our student athletes how to use their time. We've now rolled in our student athlete development portion where we're teaching those soft skills, time management, note taking, and the like. And that's helped us substantially. That wouldn't be able to occur if we didn't have an academic center where we can perform those services.
So what are you hearing as far as success stories go from the student athlete? Are they just saying, man, I wouldn't have done it if it would have been for this?
Well, I think this wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. And I think, you know, at a time where, you know, there was hard times, we had many student athletes who could have abandoned us. We had a few, but not many. Coaches as well who could have abandoned us, and they didn't. And this is for them. I think, you know, from that standpoint and being able to make the dramatic improvement as we have, the NCAA has taken notice. They were actually provided us with $900,000 in supplemental funding, and it's helped us even, you know, to accelerate our process of academic success.
And it's so many distractions now than there used to be when I went to college, even when you went to college. Didn't have the internet when I went to college. I had to stand in line to register for classes. All right, now they do it all the computer, the phone, and all this stuff too. It's all kind of different distractions, and that's, I think, a kind of way that you can get out of that.
So it's centralized academic learning in a sense, because our student athletes are able to be advised, counseled. They're able to perform their academic responsibilities. We've got 2 distraction-free spaces where they can study unimpeded, as well as a multimedia room and a fueling station, which, you know, as a self-proclaimed fat kid, it actually helps. You know, our student athletes now don't have to worry about, hey, if I'm lifting weights, do I take a shower, do I go to the cafeteria at risk of missing class? Now we're able to provide those services in-house, and it's paid dividends for us.
Well, the video is my first chance to even see it inside of that. I think it looks gorgeous.
We'll continue to make improvements, and it is a gorgeous building. Like I said, our board, our president and chancellor lobbied for us to get a facility where, you know, again, we could bring in the academic process a little more intimately with athletics. We have to mix it with buildings on campus. We have to worry about causing distractions and interruptions to other phases of the campus, and it allows the student athletes almost to be in their own element. You know, the soccer student athletes are in the same space with the football student athletes, who are in the same space with the baseball student athletes. And so they're all sharing similar experiences, similar stories with regard to what they're experiencing in class, and it's allowed our advisors then to be able to advise and counsel at a more efficient rate.
Well, I'll tell you what, I used to, on the radio, used to always scream that this man, top of the key, Travion Scott, 3-point shot. Man, you're still hitting 3-point shots for Southern. Great job. It's not on the court, it's doing what you do at Southern. This guy is a superstar at Southern University, and I know Coach Banks and everybody else appreciates him, and everybody at Southern should appreciate this guy. This guy, we cannot let go. Awesome deal, my friend.
Thank you very much.
Travion Scott.
Thank you very much.
We'll be back with more of Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. We're talking cars and beauty. I mean, they've got some gorgeous cars across the street right there, Legendary Import. We'll tell you more about that coming up right here with the owner. That's back right here on Pelican Sports TV.
Need to see a doctor fast? Lake Express Check-In lets you get in line online. Visit OLOLRMC.com/express to choose an estimated treatment time at one of our emergency room, urgent care, or physician office locations. A service of Our Lady of the Lake.
Legendary Import Group. Distinguished service and detailed attention. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. Stop by 10660 Coursey Boulevard or phone 225-960-1191.
It's game day. A day that should be spent in the living room, not the kitchen. So next game, you just worry about the score, because we've got the food covered. With hand-battered, cooked-to-order, always fresh, never-ever frozen chicken fingers, craveable cane sauce, crispy crinkle-cut fries, and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade.
Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers, official chicken of Southern University. One love.
We're a nation of hardworking Americans, and businesses will always be the lifeline of this great country. As a business owner, you understand the importance of your reputation. In times of uncertainty, you need a real lawyer who's serious about protecting you and your business. You need a problem solver. You need the law firm of Clayton and Fouger. Tony Clayton is a proven trial lawyer. He'll defend you and your business to the fullest extent of the law. Protect your investment and call the law firm of Clayton and Fouger today.
This is your home, your car, and you want to give them the protection they deserve. With home and auto insurance.
Talk to State Farm agent Anna Jones in Baton Rouge today.
What's the most important aspect of event hosting? Location. This is something that Bell knew from day one. That's why we're located in downtown Baton Rouge, across from the convention center, close to LSU, and right by the river. So with a friendly staff, award-winning cuisine, and a massive conference center of 10 rooms and 24,000 square feet capable of fitting more than 2,000 guests, what we offer is just as important as where we are.
All right, welcome back over here. Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics here from Scoreboard's Restaurant. And again, come get you some delicious food. We've got some food here for you. Anybody in mind, whether you want boiled food or whether you want steaks. And, of course, the bread pudding we'll have later on, overtime bread pudding. That's what Coach Roman Banks, who, by the way, we've got Daryl Cohen here. He is the owner, he and his wife from Legendary Import Auto Group right across the street at 10660 Coursey Boulevard, right across the street here from Scoreboards. First of all, let's get a little background check on you. You're from Pensacola, Florida.
Yeah, I'm from Pensacola, Florida. I came in 05. Roman Banks recruited me from Pensacola Junior College to play at Southeastern. So I played under Roman for 2 years. It was an awesome experience playing for Coach Banks. You know, when he told me when he recruited me, it's more than basketball. When you come in, you're not just gonna leave as a player. I'm gonna make sure you grow up. You're gonna be a really good player on and off the court. So, and he did exactly that. Not just with me, pretty much the whole team.
Yeah.
So it was just an awesome experience playing for Coach. I'm pretty sure anybody that played for Coach will tell you the same. You know, we always go and talk about our days with Coach Banks. You know, he never let you be okay. You can't just be average with Coach. You know, at 4 or 5 o'clock, everybody in the locker room, his favorite thing was get your mind right. You know, you come in the locker room, you're like, oh man, you know, 5 o'clock is about to be here, and it's game time. Practice, he made it feel like game time for us.
Now, you stepped up to the free throw line and hit the big free throw when you and your wife decided to open up a car dealership. What made you decide that?
You know, I played professional basketball for 5 years in Europe, and I always had this thing with cars. She used to tell me, she was like, you just got that car. Why do you want to trade it? Or why do you want to sell it? I was like, man, I want a new car. So, you know, I thought about it. I said, well, you know, well, the better way is to switch cars if I either get in the car business or own a dealership. So I did that.
Right. And what I like about it, too, is right across the street from here, so I've seen the selection. You've got a vehicle for just about anybody. If I'm not mistaken, I saw a Corvette across the street, and you've got just about a vehicle for everybody, so it doesn't matter if you're an old guy like me or a young college student. This would be a perfect place for you to shop for a vehicle.
Absolutely. Well, we just don't specialize in import cars or Corvettes or Chevy trucks or whatever. I like to think that we have a pretty unique business. What we have, we can get any car. You name it, we can get it from a Bentley truck to a Mercedes to a Ford F-150, whatever you name. You come in, we got a full locating service. You sit with us, you tell us exactly what you want. I guarantee you we can have it to you in 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, wow. So if you don't see it on the lot, you can get it just like that. What about financing? Easy financing for it?
The financing is very easy. We have all the major credit unions in the area, the top banks in the area. Financing is awesome. We have great finance guys. We can get rates low as 2.99.
Wow, that's unbelievable. That is an awesome deal. So how did you get involved with supporting Southern University?
With Coach Banks. You know, we was eating lunch one day, and Coach and I was talking, and he was saying, hey, we need to really grow the brand. You know, brand that step out a little bit more. And being a former student athlete, we talked about it, and I thought, hey man, what other better way to get a part of a great university like Southern University.
So how has it helped your business?
With all the email blasts and that's been sent out, customers coming in, coach sending customers, coaches coming by, buying cars. The support is just unbelievable for Southern.
So being from Florida, what made you stay here in Louisiana, especially after your pro days in Europe?
Of course, my wife, she's from Slidell, so...
That's done.
Yeah.
Done. Don't have to say anything else.
Yeah. So she didn't give me an option. It was Slidell, Baton Rouge, or Hammond, name one.
Right.
So.
That's awesome deal.
Yeah.
That's awesome deal. A big part. Southern University, appreciates you big time for being a big part of Southern, a big supporter of Southern. And again, Legendary Import Auto Group at 10660 Coursey Boulevard, right across the street from scoreboards. Check them out. It's not hard to find. If you're kidding, coming from Airline Highway, it'll be to your right, right smack in the middle between Airline and Sherwood Forest Boulevard. Daryl, thank you so much, my friend.
Yes,
Still look like you could play big time too, man. I wouldn't want to challenge you in a one-on-one basketball game. When we come back, we'll be able to ask Coach Roman Banks right here when we return. It's Scoreboards right here. Restaurant. I'm Chris Powers, Pelican Sports TV.
SWAC is back in Birmingham, March 15th and 16th for the 2019 Toyota SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championship. The action is back at the Magic City. Don't miss your chance at being a part of SWAC history as 8 teams battle it out to punch their ticket to the big dance. Come be a part of the SWAC family on March 15th and 16th. Don't miss the 2019 Toyota SWAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships. Get your tickets at swac.org/Toyota SWAC Tournament.
At Roadrunner Towing, we love our God, our children, our nation, and yes, our sports. So let's play ball. Score big when you need a tow, either in East Baton Rouge or West Baton Rouge. Because at Roadrunner Towing, we don't want an arm and a leg. We just want your toes.
Legendary Import Group. Exceptional service and a rare collection. You'll discover the only distinctive auto for the legend in you. We are legendary.
I am legendary.
I'm Team Legendary.
I am legendary.
I am legendary.
Now that's legendary.
Stop by Legendary Import Group today, where our team is honored to serve you. We are legendary.
Legendary Import Group, the only place for legendary care.
The smart Baton Rouge business traveler travels out of Baton Rouge. Why? It's about not having to wake up hours earlier, fight traffic, and stand in long lines. It's also about BTR being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere your business takes you. Smart. So for your business, if it's about being one step ahead and not dead on your feet, then it's about time you flew BTR. Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
Ticket number. The winning ticket of the night, 609149.
I can't imagine a day without music. You go downtown, you can find some music. You come uptown, you can find some music. Monday night, they got music. Every night of the week, there's music somewhere. Baton Rouge is a place where it's easy to make friends, it's easy to hear some music, and it's easy to come back. We got the music, we got the food, and we got good people. So with that combination, you can't lose, right?
You ever come to Louisiana?
All right, welcome back here. Overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. A closer look at Jaguar Athletics as we're here from Scoreboards Restaurant. Now, a busy week this week. Of course, Southern baseball gets off to a fast start. They go 3-0 in conference play. Now they're on the road. Of course, the Lady Jaguar basketball team is going to Birmingham, Alabama. We've got so many things going on, and the softball team gets going again this week, but now they open SWAC play. That's this week's edition of Next 7 for Southern Athletics and Inside Southern University Athletics.
Athletics. SU Track and Field will be headed over to Lafayette, Louisiana to take on the Raging Cajuns of the University of Louisiana Friday, March the 15th and Saturday, March the 16th. Head coach John Garrison, the Southern University Lady Softball team, will be headed to Jackson, Mississippi for a weekend series against the Lady Tigers of Jackson State, Friday, March the 15th and Saturday, March the 16th. The SU women's tennis team will head to Montgomery, Alabama to take on 3 SWAC East Division opponents this weekend. On Friday, March the 15th, they'll take on the Lady Delta Devils of Mississippi Valley State. On Saturday, March the 16th, they'll take on the Lady Bulldogs of Alabama A&M. And on Sunday, March the 17th, the Lady Tigers of Jackson State, before heading back to Louisiana and New Orleans to take on Harvard University on Tuesday, March the 19th. Southern University baseball, led by head coach Kerrick Jackson, will be headed to Texas to take on the Texas Southern Tigers in Houston on Friday, March the 15th, Saturday, March the 16th, and Sunday, March the 17th, before heading to Beaumont, Texas to take on Lamar University Tuesday, March the 19th. Southern University Women's Bowling is headed to Mississippi to participate in the HBCU tournament this weekend on Friday, the March 15th through Sunday, March the 17th. That was your Next 7 in Jaguar Athletics. Go Jags.
All right, the Next 7 right here at Jaguar Athletics. Thank you so much for that, Chris Jones. And thanks to Scoreboards, we're getting some wings.
We're trying the wings tonight, huh?
My goodness, those wings are huge. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look how big they are. Are they
Smoke
turkey wings?
We got about 4 flavors here, so we're gonna find out in a minute.
They look like turkey wings.
Yeah, we're gonna find out.
That's big time wings right there. All right, now we've got to ask the athletic director right here. We've got Taylor. Who you got? And tell us your question.
Thank you, Mr. Chris. We have Mandy with a question for Coach Banks.
Coach, what is your thoughts about the success of both basketball programs here at Southern University?
Oh, well, obviously, you know, we had 2 coaches, they first-year coaching jobs. We just hired both of them this year. I think both of them have a little different dynamic. Coach Funches, we thought being here, he was a staple of the program, recruited most of the young ladies, and you could see that he did an awesome job this year. We knew that chemistry would be a big part. And so with the men's program, we knew that we had to go outside and making sure that we're hiring the right person to lead us back to the top of our conference. And so we knew that it was a different style of play and what it takes to be successful. And so we knew that Coach Wood's challenge will be a little different, but we think that we're headed in the right direction.
All right, definitely so. Look at this delicious food. Hey, we'll be back next week. Tony Clayton's going to be with us overtime with Athletic Director Roman Banks. That's next week here from School Boards. Catch you next week, everybody.
Go Jags.